And more importantly, you can have a pioneer's advantage. Because, like in many blue ocean markets, the ones that are first get extraordinary results. It's like email in 2005. It's like Facebook in 2012. It's like Instagram in 2014, 15, what we could have done with Captain Sun these days. Hello! So nice to be back here. And before I start, let Kim talk.
Hey, well, Omar, it's Kim. How are you doing in Hamburg? With WhatsApp marketing, love brands such as ours have the chance to meet our customers where their friends are. I wish someone would have come to me already 3 years ago and explained what is WhatsApp marketing, why to start now, who rocks it, and how to start.
So this was not real. Kim Kardashian is not yet using WhatsApp, but there's many, many other brands in Europe, actually hundreds of brands that are already doing it and that are leading this topic. And I will talk about them and what they are doing in exactly those 4 parts. What is WhatsApp marketing? Why you can do it if you want to, and why you should do it now, who rocks it, and how to start. My personal journey to get there, Dirk really nicely already explained it. Actually started that I built a consumer brand myself out of law school, Captain Sun. I still can't believe that today, as a group, we're kind of moving towards 100 million in revenue, and that in the early days, it was new channels that allowed that growth. It was Instagram, Facebook, it was no VCs, no investors. It was really innovating there. So in 2019, when I took a step back, also as a managing director, and met my good friend Andreas on a holiday, we saw that brands are using WhatsApp in Brazil and in other countries, and we wanted to bring that to Europe because we thought, why is that not happening yet? It's kind of so obvious. We do it with friends, with colleagues, but why not with businesses? And so we started a WhatsApp clothing brand that sold primarily via WhatsApp and did marketing via WhatsApp and service and everything. It was already called Charles. And what we realized when we did that is that there's no software out there that really optimizes for WhatsApp as a revenue channel. And that's why today, in 2023, I have the big privilege to actually build software together with our team that enables not only us as one brand to do that, but actually that empowers all brands out there to do WhatsApp marketing. And these are hundreds of brands, some logos are there, and we are telling their stories because it's great stories to tell. So let's start with what it is. WhatsApp marketing is part of conversational commerce. Conversational commerce brings the most important e-commerce use cases into chat, into WhatsApp. Service, marketing, and sales. And the marketing part out of that, you can really compare with email. So probably all of you know the email newsletter, right? And WhatsApp marketing or a WhatsApp newsletter are very similar to that, but with quite some differences. So let's explore both. What is similar to email marketing? In email marketing, you have to get an opt-in, so you are GDPR compliant. It's super important, a double opt-in. Then you're building a subscriber base over time, right? And you can send campaigns to this subscriber base. And over time, when you get more sophisticated, you start to automate things. You start to build automated flows. You start to automate the way how you give discounts or how you bring people into your subscriber base. And that then really allows you to be more sophisticated in how to do that. And all of that in email, at the end of the day, attributes to real revenue, right? So revenue that is often coming from existing customers and not only new customers. And this is very healthy for your business because it is more profitable and you're not dependent on bringing in new customers all the time. Now, what is different to email marketing? And it's 3 main things. In general, this stays the same, but these 3 things are kind of different. The first part is it's a new earned audience, right? Like your Instagram followers, like your LinkedIn followers, like your email subscriber base, you now build up a new channel, a new subscriber base that you can play with, and that becomes part of your option space. And the cool thing, and that is the other difference, is that this subscriber base, you can play with them interactively, because email is just a push into one direction. But WhatsApp is actually a conversation, so you can use buttons and quick replies. I'll show you, so it can go back and forth. And that's way more engaging and allows way more creative journeys for your customers or for the customers. And then in the end, about the attributed revenue, because it's an ongoing WhatsApp conversation with customers, you can personalize it over time, you can add support, you can add guided sales, and it really becomes more than just a WhatsApp, than just an email push. It becomes an ongoing conversation with your customer. So let me show you this with one brand that we all know. Let's imagine Adidas would use WhatsApp marketing, right? That would be a dream. Because they have such an impact and they could really be pioneers in the space. So they would collect from their website, there would be a pop-up, get a WhatsApp opt-in, get 10% if you become one of our WhatsApp subscribers, and then you get into a chat with Adidas. Here you see the pop-up, zack, you get into the chat with Adidas, you give your double opt-in, right? So it's also legally compliant. Here it goes back and forth, it's interactive, that's what I kind of tried to say before, right, the interactivity. And then, later on, Adidas can say, here's our new sneaker collection. Our exclusive drop that we only share via WhatsApp. You might like it, also this campaign could be interactive. And then, if you buy it, Adidas could add another level, and they could say, get your tracking link via WhatsApp after you bought your shoe, and then you can really get your tracking link there and check it out whenever you need it. So it integrates into your habits. I hope that this way you now kind of understand what WhatsApp marketing is and how it works. So we can talk about why now could be a good time to start it. Who's in marketing in this room? Or, okay. Who's maybe even a CMO? Okay, also quite a few. So it's not the easiest year, right? It's not the easiest year. Consumer climate is tricky. Customer acquisition costs are often growing or are growing for many companies. It doesn't have to be like that. And you're also under profitability pressure, or many brands are trying to be more about profitability these days than they were before. Now, as a CMO, your marketing mix is kind of not always helping with that. And the solution to the problem or the solution to the situation could be that you increase the revenue that you make with your customers over time, right? The customer lifetime value. Because you engage them better, or because they buy a second, a third, a fourth time, and thereby you make more revenue from your existing customers, you can spend more to acquire them, or you're even less dependent on getting new customers in. But the problem about that is that how do you actually access and engage your customers? Email opening rates are continuously going down, right? Because of many reasons. Website accounts, many customers don't like to do them. And even when they get an account, the personalized experience they get also comes via email, which brings us back to the first problem. And then there's apps, right? Apps are super cool. You can notify them, you can build your own universe, but the average German only downloads around 0 apps per month, right? It is really hard to get them into an app. So how do you do that as a CMO? How do you do that as a marketing team? How do you address this? And WhatsApp can be kind of a blue ocean market, right? It, again, can be a new channel to access your customers where you're integrated into the habits of people, and you are where the people already are. And more importantly, you can have a pioneer's advantage, because like in many blue ocean markets, the ones that are first get extraordinary results. It's like email in 2005, it's like Facebook in 2012, it's like Instagram in 2014, 15, what we could have done with Captain Sun these days. We're in a similar time. And it helps you to solve this problem, right? It helps you to grow your customer revenue over time, because you have very high opening rates. At the moment, it's over 90%. You have, because of this interactivity, between 20 and 25% engagement rate on average. Your customers are always locked in, right? Because when they use WhatsApp and they write you via WhatsApp, you can identify them with their phone number. And email and WhatsApp together are a great duo, because they both have strengths and weaknesses, so you can build a holistic CRM strategy. right? What comes on top of that, talking about the pioneer advantage, is that in China, via WeChat, what I'm talking about is already happening to basically the whole population, or basically with the whole population. In Brazil, there it already went over to a late majority. More than 50% of Brazilians buy products and services via WhatsApp. And what we saw in Europe with our exclusive insights was that in 2021, 2022, smaller direct-to-consumer brands, they were the pioneer in this innovators. They were the pioneers, the innovators in this technology adoption cycle. But now, bigger enterprises are starting to catch up, are starting to use their playbooks, and are starting to do the same, or even come up with their own playbooks. MediaMarkt, About You were just examples. So this is the pioneer advantage, as we talked about Instagram, email, and so on. And Meta themselves is driving that trend. Meta has to grow, right? They're a publicly listed company. The ads business struggles. The metaverse revenues, they are maybe coming in 10 years from now. And WhatsApp is used by billions of people worldwide, and it's unmonetized. So they monetize it by offering an API to businesses, right, where they can use WhatsApp as a commerce channel on scale, or as a marketing channel on scale, sending notifications out to hundreds of thousands of people, integrating into your other systems, or customizing what you want to do. So they are really driving this trend with us. Okay. There was a lot of theory. Let's, like through a photo book, I'll flip you through a few great examples of brands that are really rocking it. About You, Tarek talked about it today. They let influencers talk about their own About You WhatsApp channel, and so they brought traffic, kind of opt-ins, from Instagram into WhatsApp. Mamali, who are doing food for dogs, they used the thank you page. So what I showed you with the tracking to kind of get an opt-in and then get sure that the second purchase or another purchase comes in earlier. They were driving retention here. Snox, you also know well, before customers leave their website, they tell them, hey, you can get a discount via WhatsApp. When you go onto that and you talk with Snox, they built an interactive, extra smart flow to also segment, are you a man, are you a woman, something else, and thereby they could build personalized experiences later on. In terms of subscriber growth, Baro, an Italian company, wants to achieve 1 million subscribers in the next years. And they were actually celebrated in the Italian press because they do it everywhere. They collect WhatsApp opt-ins in their subscriber base via retail QR codes, via collaborations with other brands, via a service team, via a sales team that do everything via WhatsApp. And Purelay, they were smart about how they organized it internally. They said, okay, we start in the business development team, and when they achieve a certain goal, in their case 500,000 euros in revenue via WhatsApp, then we will bring it into the bigger CRM team and then really scale it. MediaMarkt shows how you can create great opening rates, right? By doing smart notifications. Wie abgefahren ist das denn? And then you want to click. Blackroll created a pre-sign-up, so later when they actually sent the real campaigns, they had 18% conversion rate. That's every fifth person that bought. And then brands like Oatsum, they use the interactivity, but it would take now a little bit of time, but you would see how it goes back and forth. And overall, in terms of revenue, just these three cases, Baro, Snox, Purelay, the ones that I showed you together do over 5 million in revenue via WhatsApp. So it's really happening. But not every brand has to optimize for revenue. Some also want to optimize for storytelling, for community, and for experience. And for that, I would really love to bring Karl Nowak on stage from the WWF. He's saving species. He is saving species via WhatsApp in a very special way.
Thank you, Eddie. Moin Hamburg. So, for my background a little bit, I'm from the music and entertainment industry originally, so I'm always been very early with trends, bringing this to structures. And I'm also always been innovative, and I'm also always working with brands, yeah, just like Charles, basically. So, sorry. WWF is basically where I joined 2 years ago. I joined because it's a brand that everybody basically knows. It's a privilege to work for them. It's 90% brand recognition, so you are pretty aware of the panda by itself. But do you really know what are we doing in a storytelling funnel by itself? So how do we come from the very early point where you donate something to the very end? Then you have the awareness funnel. This is another topic I'm looking into, which is kind of like, as mentioned, in the end, a donation is fantastic. But what happens before that? We're doing a lot of stuff on ground. Do we really get the attention that this is evolving? And the third one is the target group. In general, charity and NGOs start with more or less 35 plus. So how do we attract people that are younger, that are still would like to donate something when they are 35, when they have families, when they have enough funds, but at a point contacting them where they are still like Gen Z, Gen Y, and know that they can probably donate in a couple of years. So for that, basically, since I started, we've been looking into several different fields. The first one is innovation. We recently launched a campaign with AI where we trained an AI with a lot of data IPCC reports, and then we let the AI explain us, okay, how would Van Gogh or Manet look like in the year 2100, which was a very incredible case. Last year, we built the first metaverse for a good cause, or maybe you've heard about our very successful blockchain and Web3 campaign, the non-fungible animals, back in 2021. The second thing is we've always been looking into value. So for that, for example, we started an e-commerce shop last year, which has the goal kind of like be a platform, be a marketplace for real sustainable products. Not all of these marketing, like we're sustainable and stuff like that, but real like sustainable products and of course our own brand. So this is what we did with our shop. And the third thing is community, because basically community is where marketing by itself is heading to, right? We had a decade of the influencers, and now we're slowly switching into this, that brands are building communities. And for this, we started with Charles, and we included Charles basically in the very first place into the shop as an MVP case, more or less, to see, to learn, and to have, to have basically also this Gen Zs basically that are used to using this. And this is a starting point, but still remember, we're the WWF, we're an NGO, we're mass market, right? So this is where we're coming from. And then a couple of weeks ago, basically, Charles came and said like, hey, we have an idea. Let's create something fun. And then we created this. This is the Tree of Hope. This is the world's first full game adventure, whatever you want to call it, inside WhatsApp. You see a little bit in the background, it's super fun to watch. You're an eco-ninja, and it is kind of like this 90s click-through style game, And you're coming through this game, you have several tasks, you have a lot of storyline around with WWF topics, a lot of very interesting things. And you see definitely a lot of things that you usually don't see anywhere else due to this close connection that Artie just mentioned. So yeah, I encourage you definitely to check this out. We launched a game last Thursday, try it out a little bit. We had our own communication, we had a little bit of ads, a couple of out-of-home activations, not that much actually. We have a referral inside the game included. So basically, it went quite well, I would say. Once you scan the code, you're coming to this landing page. You basically only have this one click, and then you're completely inside WhatsApp. The whole experience that lasts about like 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, however you want to play it, is completely inside the game, and it's a beautiful way to, for first, have the storytelling from our side, but also, in the end, if you made it through, you're getting a special thing, which is then again leading us to the web shop. And if you manage to finish it, you get a voucher. So this comes up in the end with a conversion in total. To give you an overview, this is how the storyline looks like. We did it together with Charles. It was very easy. It's a lot of copy-paste and then narrating the storyline. It was really, like, it looks super complex, but it was very easy and nice. And the results we had after the first 48 hours, we had about 3K of people with over 135,000 messages sent. And the people loved it. And how we got there, back to Eddie, and tell the people how we started this.
Thank you, Karl. So I just heard we only have 1 minute left. The last part would be how we started it. It is a lot about finding your internal stakeholders, choosing the technology partner you want to do WhatsApp with, because you need the API, not just the app on scale. And then you can do exactly what I showed you with all of the brands. But if you want to find out more, maybe let's talk afterwards about this. We can connect. You can do your question and answers. We as a team get sure that we answer everything. But more importantly, now is the chance to, because it was a soft launch, right, for the WWF, and we really want this to become known all over Germany to help their cause. So when you scan this QR code, you can do several things. Number one is you can later on also play the WWF game that you've just seen. Number two, if you want to know more about WhatsApp marketing, or if you want to know how to start, we didn't have enough time for that anymore, we have a Charles booth here where we can explain everything and where we have a schedule with a full team. And yeah, there's also some things about WhatsApp that are a bit more tricky. So also there you can explore more about this. But overall, Karl and I are super happy that we could talk about something that we're passionate about. We hope that you'll enjoy playing, and just thanks for being such a wonderful audience.